Alright everyone, welcome back. In yesterday's video I went over the Season 11 release date, but in that video I talked about an upcoming video in respect of the XP farm on the General Anderson Manhunt mission. How to do it solo, why it's the best XP farm in the game, and why it will be nerfed for Season 11. Well, I was going to make that video, but it appears Massive have brought down the nerf hammer. Drop a like, subscribe, and let's talk about this change coming tomorrow. Alright, so here's the post from Massive on Twitter. We've got an unscheduled maintenance coming tomorrow in where they've fixed the raid and countdown server performance issues, and they've removed the exploit that allowed to farm high amounts of XP by forcing all NPCs to spawn at a certain location in the Anderson Climax mission. Now, this was always gonna happen. If I had made that video, I would have explained that, and I'll explain it here. The biggest reason, I think, is because with Season 11 and a new reward track on the horizon, the last thing that Massive will want is players doing this XP farm and blowing through that reward track in a couple of hours. As with all reward tracks in any games, it's there to encourage players to keep playing, and then they'll be rewarded for that time they spent. This is meant to take, a certain period of time. That will be a kind of average period of time that Massive will want players to take. So having players complete that track in only a few hours was never going to be something Massive would allow. Also, not just Massive, but Ubisoft as well, in terms of how they measure interactions from their community to a game. A lot of that, especially with a new season, will be the amount of time players are playing the game for in a certain period, over a certain period, maybe 24 hours, but then also over a week, over a month, etc. That will probably be one of those kind of performance things. So as you can imagine, if that average dropped dramatically, it's not going to look very good. The other thing is, and I don't know if this is just a coincidence or not, but I've seen so many more reports of countdown and raid lag issues. It just so happens these influx of issues coincide with the increased popularity of the XP farm, and with the farm taking place in the countdown mode, I think it's fair to assume they are somehow intertwined. The other thing, of course, is it is a bug in the game. That's not intended, and so Massive want to remove it, as they do with all bugs in the game, whether it benefits the players or not. Whatever it is, you don't have long to use this XP farm before it gets nerfed tomorrow. So if you do intend on using it, you only have about 12 hours left. And just adding here as well, this is off script, but I'm just thinking of this now. I've not seen anywhere from Massive, or I think even Morton may have addressed this, Morton Ryberg may have addressed this. This isn't one of those things that you're going to get banned for. So you don't have to worry about that. It is my understanding, but if you want to stay completely clear of it, I completely understand. I'm not encouraging you to do it. I'm just saying if you want to do it, and there may or may not be a risk attached to that, then you've got about 12 hours to do it. What I want to know from you guys is, are you happy with this nerf or this fix? It depends on what you want to call it, really. It is a bug, and I completely understand why Massive would want to nerf it, fix it, whatever, especially with Season 11 coming next week. That reason more than any other that I've given. But if Massive put out a community vote, which side would you choose? Would you be okay with it, or are you not okay with it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested to see where this goes. I've read through the comments to Massive's post on Twitter, and it appears to be fairly split. And I have to say, I do have mixed feelings myself. If I had to vote, I'd pick a third option titled, I really don't mind. Most people who are happy this is being nerfed point to the issues it's causing in raids, countdown, and other content in the game. Like I said before, I do think the XP farm and these issues are somehow linked, but that's not been confirmed by Massive. The maintenance tomorrow includes the nerf to this farm and the fix for these lag issues, which I think reinforces the idea they are connected. If the XP farm is causing these issues, then there's no doubt it has to be fixed as soon as possible, and I'm glad Massive have jumped on this really quickly. I think that's been accelerated by the number of videos that have been put out about this one that I was actually going to add to tomorrow, but no need to now, of course. On the other hand, if the XP farm is not the cause, then I personally don't see anything wrong with this farm. I think it benefits the players who want to use it, and if you don't want to use it, then you don't have to. I do understand why Massive would still nerf it because of the new reward track coming, but I would have voted to leave it. I say that because, as odd as this might sound to some of you, some people enjoy just sitting there shooting oxidizer canisters at a door for 30 minutes whilst watching some completely redundant number beyond 1,000 going up for many hours. I'm actually one of those people. There will be a lot of you that couldn't think of anything more boring, and I completely get it. I really do. I guess we're all different, and no one way is the right way. We all get entertainment in different ways. The same applies to the reward track. Some people, myself included, don't like to blow through the reward track and really like to take their time. Others will get to level 100 in the first 24 hours. Had Massive decided to keep the XP farm, I would not have used it until I reached 100 in the new reward track. Even though I'd want to, get the new gear, get the exotics, new weapons, whatever it might be, because I really do like to take my time in a new season, and I'm sure there are many of you as well that are just like me in that respect. The other thing I've seen commented a lot is about Massive prioritizing issues with the game, and here I'm going to actually come to the defense of Massive a little bit. Not completely, you'll hear in a minute. I'm going to guess that 99.9% of you watching this video are not game developers, have never developed a game in your life, and have no experience of developing a game or maintaining a live service game. I'm pretty sure that's a fairly accurate statement to make. I'm one of those people myself. There are many issues in this game at present, legacy issues that Massive have just not been able to fix yet, or may not ever be able to fix. I believe there are some issues tied to the engine that this game is built on, and so those will never be obviously fixed until we get a new game, if we ever do. Rightly so, when players see this new XP farm that is benefiting players get fixed by Massive in a couple of weeks, if not less, players point to that, to what they consider more pressing issues that are in the game, and ask why those have not been fixed, but this issue that's benefiting players has been fixed so quickly. And I totally get that. It wouldn't be the first time this has happened, and I can understand why it would feel like Massive are cherry-picking issues for one reason or another, and that might very well be true. But there is also the very real possibility, especially for legacy issues, that Massive simply cannot fix them and will never be able to fix them. And I'm personally not in a position to tell them to get better at their job, or to tell them that these issues are easy to fix, which is something that I see often and I don't understand. Also, it's very possible they are constantly trying to fix some of the more serious issues in the background, but should a much easier issue arise in the meantime, they will fix that to help reduce the overall issues the game is experiencing. I'm going way off a field here. I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but I find it difficult to take some people seriously who have never done a job but suggest certain issues that those people who are doing that job should be easy to fix. Telling people how to do their job that they've never personally done themselves, have no experience of doing that stuff. I see this in my own job in real life. I'm sure most of you guys see this in your own job in your real life, and I bet every single one of you who has had that problem, a customer, whatever it might be, in your head you're going, well, I know how to do the job, you don't, so leave me alone, kind of thing, with respect. So you've got to kind of apply that here as well. What I will say is this doesn't excuse Massive from not having fixed some of the legacy issues, because as a consumer of their product, we deserve better, especially PC players who are still experiencing some major issues with freezing and dashboarding and all that sort of stuff. Of course, we expect better, and you should always be on top of the devs to get this stuff fixed as soon as possible. But there is a line where you don't have a leg to stand on, and I think a lot of people A lot of people go over that line. But that's it for today's video. I'm expecting some pretty mixed results to this. I keep calling it a nerf. It's probably not a nerf. In fact, it's not a nerf. It's just a bug fix. So I'm expecting some mixed results to this bug fix in the comments below. Overall, I do think it's better for the overall health of the game, but it was fun while it lasted. Level 10 the summit, General Anderson, what next? Until the next one, Epic out.